Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to Outfit Wars, Nexus Edition. I am your caster Gelos, joined here by friend Gabo Eternal.
Hello. What's up, Gallows?
I'm doing good. I'm hoping this match is going to be a pretty fun one to watch. It's going to be VKTZ versus 1TR. I kind of forgot to put the little thing up here where it shows who's playing, but that's okay. I'll get that later. So we'll go right into the info real quick, because that way we can show who is represented by what color. So, starting on the bottom left there, we see 1TR is going to be represented in... Actually, hold on. Is that correct? Sometimes this is actually flipped the wrong direction. I think it is. Let me just check real quick.
What TR is blue side?
Yeah, it is flipped
yeah.
the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just
It's-
correct
it's
that
cursed.
real quick. It does this sometimes.
I know, but for the viewers, it'll be cursed because when TR normally plays on, well, surprising, but they play on TR, right? But they'll be blue color this time around.
It's really confusing when it's red on blue side and blue on red side. That's the real cursed one. Constantly getting that one wrong. It's I feel like a slightly different kind of confusing when it's two of the same faction as well.
Right.
Yeah, that one's also a very fun one. But we'll do our best to explain what's going on. So 1TR represented by blue on the northeast side of the map. VKTZ represented by red on the southwestern side of the map. Both sides here, I think, have done pretty well for a lot of the Outfit Wars season, so we're expecting some good stuff out of both of these two teams, especially in terms of air. I'm really hoping we see some very, very good air pulled out here for both of these. Going to be keeping an eye on that for our opener. Now, for anybody who is somewhat new here and does not really understand what Outfit Wars is, I'll quickly go over our match rules. Teams are 48v48s. You are not allowed to use Colossuses or Bastions. You are not allowed to use Construction in any way, shape, or form. All other outfit resources, however, are on the table. You are completely allowed to use those. The team with the most territory at the end of the match, or whoever captures the enemy team home base, the Nexus Omega or Nexus Alpha base, wins that match. If the next match, actually, I don't even know if this is is pertaining for next weekend, because I think this is the last qualifying match. This should be in playoffs by next weekend. So the second half of that, I think, can be ignored. So really, just going by the match rule, seeing who's going to potentially win this particular match. It's going to be a very fun one to watch, as I said before. Now, let's go into the game scene here. We'll make sure nothing is going wrong first. As you can see, we have our second POV up as always, with Eternal this time. We'll turn that off for right now, and we will talk about our neutral bases and what's probably going to happen here in our opener. So, this is the first one, Granite Head Reactor. This particular neutral tends to be the most important, Bitter Gorge being the second most important, and then Satcom being the least important. I'll explain why as we go. So Granite Head, this is a three-pointer. Actually, all the neutrals are three-pointers. The caps themselves are inside of very familiar buildings. We've got the triple stack here for the C point. B point has a powerhouse with a point on the bottom near Skinny. And then the A point is a little bit different. This one is actually something you don't see on live ever. Very big points, just in a wide open space, very minimal cover. You don't see that on live very often. You just don't see it. It's not. Anyway, so Granite...
You got a hard time. You're struggling there. Yeah. There are some bases that I can see that same structure. I'm thinking of like Warp Gate bases on Hossin or Amrish. I think it's Amrish mostly, but yeah, it is true that you don't see that often.
I feel like Osher might be literally chock full of those kind of bases, at least, though.
Oh, they gotta go play on there.
Yeah. So Granite Head, as noted, all three of these points in somewhat familiar kind of settings. However, for our opener, we're not going to be seeing a lot of fighting happening on this. What you're likely going to see for the first, I would say, 5, 6, 7 minutes-ish, depends on how strong one side or the other's air game is. You're going to seeing a lot of air fighting, couple of drops, maybe just a few infantry, but really we're going to be seeing who gets the air game and in the opening bit, because that is extremely important to who is actually going to win this match. The air game has been absolutely critical for the entirety of the seasons thus far. You can see somewhat of why that is on Granite Head, but as we move over to Bitter Gorge, you can see that a little bit clearer. This is Bitter Gorge here. This is another three-pointer. You can see very, very open sort of catwalks on the sides, canopies covering just the point and not even fully. So both sides have very good access to be able to air to ground into those points. They take a little extra time as well, I believe, still. You have a little experience on Nexus. You can actually verify this. Do they still take a little extra long to cap those points?
The cap time seems to be around the same. It's really the
Okay.
timer that is affected. Yeah,
Okay.
capping all 3 points, 2 minute 20. A little longer at like 4 minutes for all three if you have like two
But
cap out of three.
the actual like flipping like A from a red point to a blue point, does that take extra long? Because last I touched Nexus, it used to take a lot extra.
I haven't noticed a difference
Okay.
actually while flipping a point.
Well, either way, even if the normal time on the cap there, that's a lot of time spent just sort of just hovering around inside these little canopies. Lots and lots of time there for any kind of air to grounder to exploit your positioning and sort of kill your entire squad. So Bitter Gorge, extremely important that you have some kind of air control. Air control being whether it's size in the air or banshees in the air, something in the air, or rangers on the ground, sky guards on the ground, something to at least deter some of the air as well. Can be some form of air control. You want something, no matter what. If you're losing the air game, you got to pull something to make sure you do not completely lose it, because at the end of the day, Bitter Gorge specifically is extremely important because of how the lanes work, and you got to have some kind of presence to actually to take it reliably. We'll go quickly over to Satcom. We'll explain that one, and then I'll explain why the order of importance is like it is. So Satcom, you can see here, is a bastardized version of a tech plant. No top area, but it does have this cap here on the top. It is covered by a 4 square. This one's a little bit harder to sort of air to ground. If you're losing the air game, you generally see teams that they don't quite get the air game. They do tend to go for this point at least, and it is a reliable point to grab if the rest of your air is actually crumbling a bit. So you can see on the bottom here, A point in mid, C point on bottom. Very, very hard to air to ground that. Talking to Josh, resident air to ground expert, he did say that the best way to air to ground this one is just to kill them as they're running to the elevator. So if you're doing drops and you're just spawning in on beacons, something like that, you're usually generally safe to actually get inside, because you're usually not going up these elevators, and that tends to be where he focuses a lot of his efforts to sort of kill on this base. But not too important to note any of that, because as we look at our lanes, you can see Granite Head here shares the same lattice links as Satcom. So what usually tends to happen is, obviously, everybody goes for Granite Head. This one's the most important because it does have hydroponics and /or Nexus Secure, as well as Bitter Gorge. So you have two important openings here right off the bat for that neutral. Bitter Gorge is important because it's the only lattice link that gets you to either Argent Pass or Slate. So you can actually move from here to Slate without having to worry about someone on the back end potentially going and rotating around and getting the back cap on that if you didn't lose Granite Head. Satcom, the reason why it's of least importance, but it can still play a part, is, again, that shared lattice link. You can, however, if you lose Granite Head and they start capping hydroponics, you can use Satcom to actually cap over to Nexus Secure. And then, if you can keep a defense on hydroponics long enough, you can get a secure cap, and even maybe go for a Granite Head back cap eventually after that. And then if you can fully secure hydroponics compound after that, you'll be completely secured there while you go for Nexus Alpha or something like that. Something on the other side as well, if you wanted to do just vice versa that. It is a good sort of counter, but it is not the most important. It's just something to look out for, as all teams have sort of played.
I'll say 2 points. I like your analysis, but there's
Mhm.
2 points I think, especially one TR would disagree with.
Mhm.
One, you called it a bastardized version of a tech plant. I
Mhm.
think they disagree to that.
Really?
Them being tech plant specialists and all.
I suppose.
Any tech plant is a good tech plant. And two, the knowing their memes, I think this would be one that they would prioritize for some
Interesting.
reason. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling, right? Maybe to play, they stick true to their meme and they stick to this one, but I know they regularly have reliably taking this at all times, so it might play out for them.
I respect anybody who sticks by their memes. Okay, that's always important in any kind of format, quite frankly.
We do love our memes of Planet.
But yeah, that is Satcom. Oh, I think we see an anvil already dropping.
Well, it's 1 minute left until the match starts. So, and this has been kind of standard. People dropping anvils really
I have
early.
seen this a lot, yeah. And this anvil, I think, is a 1TR one. Yeah, it is. This is something we have seen them do in other matches as well. They pull an anvil and drop it down. I think they're just going to use this to likely get inside the tech plant here. With it, actually, they can't because there's those. No, they. You know what? I don't think they can. I think the walls might stop that, but we'll see. But either way, they can use that anvil to get some spawns close to the inside. If they start losing the air game, again, very, very important to have some kind of presence, at least on Satcom, because you can use that if you completely lose your air. All right, 15 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and move on over to 1TR's Warp Gate. We'll see how their opener goes. We do see a ton of mosquitoes here. Absolutely no galaxies. We usually see a Valkyrie, at least for 1TR. Don't see that
pretty infamous for those, yeah. VKTZ side, however, like 6 galaxies being pulled already.
Oh, yeah.
They are infamous for having those pairs of rep gals that go over. They're good for logistics or just supporting their size. Yep. But here we go. Match starts here.
So this ought to be a pretty good one here. This opener, I'm kind of expecting this to go on for a little bit, as both 1TR and VKTZ definitely are going to be prioritizing this. Captain Cox right out in front gets immediately slaughtered by a Scythe who just popped into render range.
Goodbye. See you later.
Yep, dead immediately. VKTZ sides all over the air. Lots and lots of galaxies as well.
I mean, people tend to go very aggressive on air, especially at the start, because of the double pulls, right? So, not too crazy to see people dying this early.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely. It's basically it's a free death. The double pull, you know, that's just you pull once and you wait for your resources to come back. So when you die, you're actually at full resources still. Very, very important thing to do.
Being flipped over here by VKTZ, actually. C and B point. Oh my god, Traxic just got obliterated by a Decimator over with this Mozzie, but yeah, the LeBron James of Planet side along with Liddy dropping over on C point at
Alright, interesting. So VKTZ actually going early in for the neutral, not worrying too much about going for steals instead. That's likely going to be 1TR's strategy, I suspect, as we've seen some really good usage of stealing by 1TR in the past. Because these are neutral bases, it doesn't matter if 1TR gets on in the last 15 seconds. If they flip 2 points, they can steal the base as it's flipping over for VKTZ side. It'll flip immediately over to 1TR instead.
So as expected, 1TR has flipped the tech plant. Fast cap for them, so that is very well to be expected on their side. Have some armor even defending with well, Sky Guards actually. And it seems like 1TR has tried to contest. Granted, had a little bit, at least on the C point it seems. Although I think it's a little early. If they really want to contest, maybe they want to stagger the caps, wait for the tech plant to cap entirely, and then just drop onto this one and steal it.
I have a feeling this has to be a steal game, because what I'm seeing here is a very passive play by 1TR's Mosquitoes. You know, they know that there's very good sides on the other side here, so it's not a terrible idea, even if you are just going for air control. But it just feels like they're kind of stalling a little bit here, rather than going for some kind of just air dominance, which they could have done immediately. They actually did just kill a lot of the sides outright. They could have, but they chose instead to just sort of hide behind this mountain a little bit. I feel like we're going to see a potential steal here, or at least an attempt.
1TR is still trying to stagger the point at Granite Head. 52 seconds until that caps. Arazek has 30 seconds on the cap. Bitter Gorge is still 2 out of 3.
So let's go take a look at Granite Head. We'll see if anything happens here. 40 seconds left as noted. Got a couple of 1TR infantry here out on balcony, a couple of them in the roof here. I don't see a massive drop for them. I don't see any hard spawns either, which is interesting. Unless they have a bus back here I didn't see. No, I don't see anything. So they have to go for some kind of an airdrop here if they're going to go for the steal. I do see them on both B and maybe even A?
Yeah.
No, that looks like VKTZ going for A.
Yeah, now that they successfully capped the tech plant, I think 1TR is going to go at earnest to Granite Head and put all of their forces there.
Yeah.
They have completely secured B point. They have made a play for A, and they are trying to go over C right now from the balcony side, but the max is from the VS side, Latro, especially, just mowing them down.
Yeah. Yeah, this is looking still decent for VKats. 1TR does touch B point, but with VKats coming back in with those maxes, they're just pushing them right back up. They do need to jump back on that point with an infantry. VKat's kind of forgetting and just running right off. They only have maxes on that B point. There is one engineer, but he kind of forgot to go back to the point.
1TR only kept 2 people on A point too, so it's gonna get reflipped by like 2 players of VKats.
Oh boy.
So this deal is not working out properly for them at all.
Yeah. Oh, I see drop pods. So Steel Rain coming in maybe, or is that just that might just be a beacon actually.
1TR have opted to go for Bitter Gorge instead. I think there are a couple of drops over there too.
All right. We're gonna stick here for just a second on Granite Head. We'll see if anything potentially happens, because I see C point flipping, and that is 1TR doing it right now. But I just don't. That's 7 seconds now. I don't think they've got the time to hit it. And plus, they are actually getting killed off of C point. So this is going to be, VKats taking Granite Head. Let's go take a look at Bitter Gorge.
1TR completely flipping A and B point over here. 16 seconds left on this caps. They only have C point, VKats does. This might be a very good steal from 1TR here. Very nice play, actually. They do lose the middle base for it, but at least they can get some...
Nope, VKats taking it last second there. Beautiful job, beautiful recovery by VKats, actually.
That's incredible. Like, that was literally last second.
Yeah, it was. So that is VKats getting both Granite Head and Bitter Gorge. They didn't get SATCOM. 1TR got that, but look what they did with just SATCOM. They immediately went for Nexus Secure, and they actually started flipping that before VKats started flipping Hydroponics. So they're doing kind of what I was talking about at the very beginning. Let's go take a quick look at that fight happening as we also just browse past this air fight, as it's still going for dominance. We just don't know who's going to actually come out with that. We do see, I think, is that a Valkyrie? Yeah, we do see a Captain Cox Valkyrie over here.
Oh, 1TR finally bringing out the Valkyries. And for the air game, if there's one field...
doesn't make it, though.
If there's one field of play where that 1TR can really contest VKats at, it's the air game. So.
Yeah, we're really seeing a lot of just contention over that air. VKats does seem to be winning it just slightly here, but there's still enough mosquitoes here to potentially come back. They just got to watch their nanites, because they are definitely bleeding a lot of them. So let's go look at, let's see, Hydroponics is flipping back, so we're okay there. I want to see just what's going on Nexus Secure real quick.
Nexus Secure is still going strong for the 1TR side.
No, Nexus Secure actually looks like they got flipped for VKats.
VKats. Oh, I see them red.
Yeah, guess who switched their colors.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
I probably should. This is cursed, man. Seeing 1TR outfit on blue is like, it's so confusing.
So we have Next Secure. Looks like it's gonna be fine for VKats unless we see some kind of a drop come down. Slate Canyon looks like that might be heating up. We want to keep an eye on probably Granite Head as well. So let's go to Slate Canyon. We'll see what's going on there, unless we run into a Galaxy or a Valkyrie. Actually, we see some interesting. We see some VKats Galaxies hovering over the 8 point over here at Hydroponic, but I don't see much happening there. I do see a lot of pop. It is 1TR here.
VKats also has a Valk preparing to cap points at the tech plant. So they dropped just 6 people over there just to try and get a fast cap on that, maybe.
Now back to the air game as well. Still, I would say this is VKats just finally killing the stragglers that are left of 1TR. This doesn't really feel like it's much of a contention anymore, unless 1TR mass pulls and actually comes back, but that would actually sacrifice a lot of nanites and a lot of manpower. So I don't think we're going to see 1TR back in the air here for a few minutes at least. So let's go back to Granite Head. We'll see what's going on there.
Slate Canyon also going kind of strong for VKats right now, although their point hold might get a little messy. They do have a Sunray behind the point.
That's
building,
a great
though.
Sunday spot too.
Yeah, there's no deploy zones in in Nexus.
Oh, I think it did go down. It was a stealth Sunday. Maybe it would have been better if that was a shield one.
Yeah, if it's that close to the point building,
Yeah.
having it being deploy or even blockade for all the C4 that they can easily get
Yeah.
across from the roof, that would have been the play. VCATs still aren't done yet. They have dropped a beacon over here. Let's see
Okay.
what they can do with it.
Meanwhile, over here at Granite Head, we're seeing a lot of VCAT's movement going down to the A point here, which is where the last of the 1TR members are. It looks like they've completely cleared them out, so we'll head back over to Slates. We'll see the rest of that fight going on as well. As soon as I can get out of this iceberg. There we go. VCAT's still holding, or it looks like actually they're finally...
Yeah, they're reflipping Slate Canyon hold, so they're not completely whipped. Actually, no, they just...
Yep, 1TR did just finally take them out. Last 2-3 members here. A lot of contention here, at least on the ground game. We'll take another look at that air game here in a minute.
I think I just spotted a 1TR Valkyrie get obliterated by VCAT's air. They have strikers though, so well, a couple of them do.
Yeah,
so
strikers very, very good. Nice.
Indeed,
PPAing here by some VCAT sites. I'm not really gonna do too much as there is no real spawn here for VCATs. They're just mostly just farming for some kills right now. Not really gonna have too much of an effect yet. Let's take a look at Satcom next. See if maybe we got some movement. I do see those galaxies for VCAT, so they have the ability to move pretty quickly with those. They just gotta keep that air game up, and they'll be fine.
1TR tried to make a play for Bitter Gorge, but they got stopped on the ground with their Sunrise and also the Valkyrie that I just spotted earlier. Trying to get there, just try and flip points. So nothing too much on the map going on. There is a cap going on at Hydroponics, but I think they're getting kicked out here really shortly. Gonna just check that out real quick. Oh, VCATs are still strong on point.
Okay, Hydroponics you said?
Yep.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh yeah, VCATs has a good presence here.
Some maxes.
Oh yeah.
Skinny lobby hold overall.
Yeah, this looks like a good amount of people here. They could easily hold this off, especially with the amount of air they have. This actually might be where they make their stand. They could actually push from here to Nexus Omega.
Yeah, Guts deploy Sunday over here as well, in the corner.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it is a shield bus, as you said. It's a little tankier.
Yeah, they're gonna try and work on that right now. 1TR is some C4 going down. The shield is down, so it's pretty vulnerable. If they want to make a play for killing it, now's the time.
Yep.
And that, along with Harasser on the hill, nice positioning from this Harasser to take it down.
Might have also seen a C4 brick there. C4 has been absolutely crucial for a lot of these matches, and you know it's very good for sort of like max killing as well.
I mean, Nana uses in general like knowing when to use your C4, because unlike Desolation, you don't have the player-made bases to use Cordium to get your aircraft up, right? You have to be really careful with where you use your C4, because you use it wrong or you just miss with it, it's gonna hurt in the long run. 1 minute 43 left on this.
Yep.
Also, VCAT's making a push for Slate Canyon. Next is Secure, also flipped on the 1TR side. So that's also to see. Although VCATs looks like they're gonna finally get out of this point here.
Oh, 1TR just attempting to make a push into dubs, but they just couldn't make it. That max just absolutely held them off.
Resonates coming out. VCATs are still, well, relatively healthy, but some resonates coming in for 1TR side of a door 1. Although the push is not very well coordinated.
Yeah, is that door one? Is that door 1 push completely dead? It is. Oh
door
my god.
1, there is a resonate, but there's still just all resonate
at
once.
Oh man, yeah.
They're all getting popped. Another resonate. Sorry, but it was.
And it's
there
you
was
know
C4 on that.
They're dealing with some pretty good heavies up here on Fat too. They're just absolutely slaughtering them the moment they get back up.
Yeah, by the finally flip point, they've had a push from Skinny.
Yep. I mean, and you keep going enough, eventually you will get it, and they did finally do it. They do have a max here to actually push all the way through. We might, however, see the other side's max do a little damage. Oh no, he finally got Desi'd actually, never mind.
Beacon's still up for VCATs. There's one on the roof, there's one on door 2, so this push can still keep happening. Traxon doesn't look at the beacon that is hidden under the canopy, so he's not gonna kill it.
You can tell when some players are playing with particles off.
Oh god, even for, oh, this other Max doesn't spot it too.
Liddy
So
going for the all-important Spitfire kill there as she gets shotgun in the back.
They're gonna keep harassing this. VKat's very strong on Slate Canyon. 1 minute 30 left on that. See what they're working with here.
Does look
this
pretty
is
good there.
Very solid. Like, one TR has to come over here, and they're coming from spawn.
Oh.
Does VKats have any air to ground to stop this? No. Look at all the Mozzies getting.
Yeah, there's a ton of Mozzies coming out right now. We're gonna see if some of these sides can maybe deal with them before they make it to them. We even have a Liberator for VKat. I honestly have not seen very many Liberators for Outfit Wars.
There's still some air to ground happening. Oh my god, look at all these 1TR players getting absolutely shredded as they get out of spawn. Oh. They have to do something from the air side. They're dominating air. They need Valks.
A 6-man Valkyrie coming in, Captain Cox.
Oh. Well, they don't have Maxes in there. They need beacons, they need a lot. There's a Sunday over there still. It's still stealth too, but it does the job, I guess.
Doesn't look like Cox is doing beacon rotation, so it's just going to be one squad's worth of people potentially jumping in on that.
Oh, goodness. And they're just getting slaughtered.
Krog here, the only one left alive on the back door.
He's a slippery fella, though.
Mm-hmm. No health left. I suspect he's probably got C4 equipped.
If he's NG, yeah, for sure.
I think he was a heavy there. Yeah, he's a heavy.
Oh, was he?
Very likely, I think, using C4. Unless he somehow ran out of nanites and can't use his medkit.
Well, looks like VKats are going to...
Yep, there it goes. VKats taking Slate Canyon. That gives them the ability to get to Nexus Omega and potentially cap home base. Meanwhile, over at Nexus Secure, 1TR had been, looks like they had been trying to get a little pressure onto that, but now they're going to have to pull everybody back and actually full defend Nexus Omega. Maybe a small force could go over to Nexus Secure at this point.
VKats are also reflipping hydroponics now. They're getting a Sunny back up in one of the corners as we speak. Hopefully it is... oh, it's blockade actually this time around, looks like. Not blue shield. Oh, it's stealth. Never mind. I couldn't see the stealth module there on it. Weird. Oh well, but it is a stealth Sunday. We'll see how long it lasts. Yeah. 1TR bringing a Sunday over at hydroponics as well from the spawn, although it's already getting rocketed. Playthinker. Maybe think twice before bringing a Sunday from the base that's getting attacked. I don't know. As he gets rolled.
Now, over here at Nexus Omega, we do see a pretty decent counter by 1TR. They're just trying to keep the galaxies away. They're trying to keep the air away. They got all 4 of those AA turrets. I take that back. 2 of the AA turrets up and firing constantly. They got a small point hold happening on point just to make sure that VKats doesn't send something small in here at least to just start the cap. Because as long as they can keep pressure off, they can eventually maybe make it to Slate Canyon and take pressure completely off if they can obviously defend hydroponics as well. We also do have that Nexus Secure still going there, so 1TR is just kind of being a little sneaky there. They're still playing the map game here, even though they are getting a ton of pressure back onto home base.
1TR attempting to retake hydroponics here. There's 1 minute 30 left on this. If they lose this, both of 2 of their 3 work gate bases will be taken, or like their backline bases.
Yeah, and that is a hefty amount of pressure when you start getting both of your bases, because you're just playing the defense game at that point. It's very, very difficult to break out of that. Right now, they still have some chance to break out of it if they can keep that that sneaky Nexus Secure cap going. That actually does pose a threat to VKat still. They just got to keep these other bases somewhat defended.
Even if 1TR wants to like trade Nexus Secure for it and like try like a base race or something, they're still 30 seconds behind. So
it may be what they're doing as well, because I only see a couple of guys every now and again coming out of the spawn room from 1TR for hydroponics. I mean,
if I were VKats, I would get 1 person on the point already at Nexus.
Let's go take a quick look over here, because it looks like VKats is sending a couple more guys over here.
VKats dropping 2 more Valks. Oh, the Valks actually...
oh, yeah, this is a big push here by VKats. going straight onto point. They've completely cleared the point itself, except for, I think, one guy.
Oh, and they're pushing out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I take that back. There's two more members behind me.
Very good wipe
VKTZ
on the outside on the door 1, door 3 side. One lone soldier from the 1TR front trying to hit point, but he was alone, and it's too late because
Yep.
there
There
goes
it goes.
the point.
VKTZ taking hydroponics. They have lost the next secure hold. Doesn't mean they can't still go back and threaten it once again, but they do need to pull a lot of their force back over to Nexus Omega to start that defense and actually keep that going. You can still see a lot of the air game happening right now, though. I mean, they are still trying to keep some of these lanes free so they can move around. And in fact, I think I see a full Galaxy here running around the map on the right side. I wonder what he's going to do. He's going to cower a bit because there's sides on that side.
I just watched Landwell just crash into a mountain.
Nice, very good. That's what you like to see. You know what has been nice, actually, this whole match? No hitching. You noticed that? Yeah.
They had fixed it. Yeah, they put out a fix. Everyone were really skeptical about them actually fixing it. A couple of people told me the Soltech games are looking crisp. I looked at some of the Cobalt games; they look pretty good too. So glad to see that it's running smooth for once.
Yeah, yeah. We were seeing some extremely bad hitching, especially last weekend. People were, oh, those poor pilots. Again, rage-inducing kind of hitches too. But
grenade tosses were so bad too. You get a hitch in the middle of a grenade toss. I think I caught my own squad like twice.
Nice.
It's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh man, these poor mosquitoes. They're trying their best here, but you know, they have the amount of people now. I mean, they might be able to push this a little bit here on at least the air game. Weirdly enough, we don't see VKT's presence on Nexus Omega still.
I mean, they've resecured Slate Canyon, which 1TR tried to cap. They just pushed them off of it. 1TR making a push back in, though. I'm sort of surprised that VKTs haven't really made a push for it now. Are they maybe waiting to get SATCOM back? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
They even have a flip?
Oh, we do finally have a flip at Nexus Omega.
Oh, finally.
Yep, Dolphin the Dumpster over here, solo capping. Oh, I take that back. There's a couple more VKTs members.
Dolphin the Dumpster.
Yeah,
what a name.
Just about 3 or 4 guys left here. A big drop, I think, just happened, though, so a lot of reinforcements coming in. And now VKT's full pressure onto home base. This is kind of what I expected to see the moment we saw that other cap go through. It took a little while, but VKT's is finally here now. And this is likely where we're going to see the last stand, because I don't know how great 1TR is kind of pushing off people from a point. I haven't seen a lot of that happen in a lot of their matches, but I mean, we might still be surprised. They have been using a lot more C4 lately, and C4 is extremely useful for actually killing these maxes and corner camping heavies. It's super handy. Oh,
yeah,
VKT's just pushing all the way out sometimes too. Look at this sand over here.
Is doing a lot of work, but finally some of these looks like they're using the turrets, the AA turrets that are on the base. Although 2 of them go down, 1TR was able to use a couple of them to take care of the VKT's air. A couple of Sky Guards I see as well on deck.
Yep, 1TR Sky Guards doing work. Again, you gotta have some kind of an air presence at all time, even if it is on your home base, just because you can't let your those camping sort of air to grounding happen all times. You gotta have some kind of breathing room so you can actually use these other entrances. This main entrance, while it's not the best, it is a quick one. And if you get a flank going on one of these other doors, this main entrance can actually be used very effectively. But you gotta have some of the air deterred, because otherwise this is just what happens. You just can't really get to the door even.
VKTs are taking their sweet time bringing armor or a sunroof underneath the base, which is one of the main, one of the great entry points to have. But looks like the 1TR Mag Riders are gonna try and bring this sunroof in.
Seeing a small 1TR push here in the powerhouse top floor.
Yeah,
they might be able to actually get this going. Warlord Krog over here going straight in for point, getting his kills. I saw Traxon earlier seemingly hallucinate and kill an imaginary friend of his on a console. But after that, it seemed like the rest of 1TR, you know, It was an inspiration boost, at least. They started moving
Trax is a little amped up there.
A little amped up maybe today.
Yeah. Trying to find imaginary friends to kill.
VKTZ here now in the opposite side powerhouse. They have a lot of presence here too. They can easily push back in if they... Actually, they have a lot of picks, so they can easily push in right now. And in fact, here they go. They've got 2 angles. They're going in. Krog over here, going to be the last defender on point, and he goes down. Rest of 1TR pushed out of the powerhouse. Pushed all the way outside, in fact. So now we just need to see a 1TR re-push. I do see people coming in from the other side. There must be a bus down there.
There was a bus over on the outside. I wonder if VKTZ finally moved it, like, really close to that entrance underground. 1TR now have an entrance on the road underneath. I don't see a center down for VKTZ here. I think 1TR have done a good job just controlling the road in general.
A Max coming in here for 1TR, just trying to get some presence inside a hall. Right now he's got to keep the locker room cleared. He does have an NG leashing him as well.
Oh, but the crossfire coming in, the NGs are just not surviving. Those Max are not going to stay up for long.
I'm not seeing a lot of C4 usage here by VKTZ, so they might actually have a little bit of a good time. I mean, the C4 is really the main factor of whether these Maxes usually tend to survive anymore. Desis are great and all, but you're not killing in one hit with those.
Completely true, as 1TR
Yep, walking in.
It does have the point, yeah.
There it is. So 1TR, they are recapping. We're going to have to see them hold now for another 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Do we see presence anywhere on the map for them? I don't. They can't really do anything because SATCOM needs to reflip in about 15 seconds. After that, I don't know. Maybe they can use that to get to Nexus secure with a very small force. And again, you know, as long as they constantly pressure and actually can continue this defense, they might still have a chance. I mean, if SATCOM is going to be theirs in about... In fact, it might already be theirs.
Well,
flipping
no,
again.
it was flipping for, like, 1TR. 1TR still has the control of it, but there's 2 VKTZ Galaxies just humming around.
Yeah, so 1TR is still defending it, and they need, once they actually full recap it, they can use that to actually push into Next Secure. But,
I'm telling you,
still.
it's 1TR playing to their memes, bro. They have to keep the tech plant theirs. This is the one base they can't lose at all costs. If they lose this, like, it's over. Like,
It's true.
Tech plant is more important than Nexus.
Actually is true, though, because if they lose it, there is no counterplay for them after that. Right now, there's still technically a counterplay.
Actually true. Yeah, there is. If they can actually cap it completely, they can sort of sneak by to Nexus secure.
Yep.
VKTZ, in terms of bracket points, if they're not going to cap, it's like, they are pretty much comfortable where they are right now. 1TR really is the one that need to play with the bracket points. With the matches playing out as they are, if I count it right, there's 5 teams that might fall 2-2 after these week's matches, and there's only 1 place for 1 2-2 team to go for playoffs for that 8th spot. The rest of those teams are all gonna be 3-1 or 4-0, depending on Gobs v B-Way tomorrow. So it's tough. 1CR really need the bracket points here. They've already accumulated quite a bit. It might be enough to just clinch their spot already. It'll all depend on today and tomorrow's matches, though.
Yeah. Now we do see 1TR coming back in on bottom floor of their, looks like Warp Gate side. No maxes for this push. They might be running out of nanites, honestly.
Well, 1TR have pulled a lot of air, a lot of armor to try and counter VKTZ here.
One thing that 1TR does is they do meta their resources pretty consistently for all of their kinds of matches that they've ever played in an organized manner. But even then, you'll still end up running into situations where you're just out of nanites. You're still gonna potentially hit this wall.
VKTZ looking like they finally had enough of 1TR's
SATCOM counterplay.
They don't want them to have the tech plan anymore. So
I mean,
this site is just air to grounding for free. It's literally on the ground that they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, there's a
Could have a
small
Sunderer.
force still attacking Nexus Omega every now and again. I want to take a quick look over here at Satcom as you are doing, and yeah, it does look like a much bigger fight than we were previously seeing.
Yeah, they had a Sunny like right behind the A point, funny enough, but it finally goes down.
Yep.
Fast cap going on right now for VCats. For 1TR though, I don't see any other spawns for them. Well, unless if you go around the main spawn, I guess. But it's
Now,
only those that are gonna be in the base that can actually spawn in it.
it should be noted that 1TR right now, they're about to get Nexus Omega full defended. If they get presence on both Slate and Hydroponics, Nexus Omega is no longer capable if they can get a flip going at least for a little while on both of those two bases. But if they only fail to get one, or if they fail to get one, then they can still be captain. So they gotta put pressure on both of these like immediately. And we do see some 1TR boys dropping in, but VCats was actually sort of hard defending. Which base is this? Hydroponics pretty well. Slate Canyon, they might have a little bit more luck.
VCats sending the Michael Jordan of Planet side over to the Nexus Omega to try and cap it right now.
Yeah. Let's see what happens there.
See.
Doing a little shooting, doing a little crouching.
Does
go down.
Go down. He's washed. Can't kill everyone on his own. Old Stain would have killed everyone there.
Meanwhile, over here at Hydroponics, 1TR did touch point again, but they're not able to fully start it. Oh, I take that back. They just got the last kill.
They will cap it with all the players that they have over here.
All right, so Hydroponics is going to start flipping. So I'm going to take a quick look over at Slate. I want to see if they've got something set up over here as well, because they had to split their forces for this. And I don't see
Nexus Omega's
enough.
flipping. Nexus Omega's flipped. Once
not good. All right,
yeah.
So they're going to have to basically just pull all the way back now.
And 1TR tried something at Satcom and caught completely repelled. So looks like it's Nexus Omega or bust. Let's try to save whatever. Try to not get warp gated.
Am I bugged, or is Nexus Secure not all the way flipped to red?
That's a bug on the.
Okay, that is a UI bug then.
That is a UI bug that has been there for a while, and it's hurting PLs and squad leaders across their axis.
I would not be too surprised if Cox had sent somebody over there to try and flip that long ago and just didn't realize then. Because that is definitely a move I would have done.
Or at least ask in command chat, like, well, yeah, of course you are. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people in chat will agree, right, chat? Right?
Yeah,
right?
very intelligent people.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm sure, like, in command chat is like, oh, is that place actually flipping? I mean, I see that happening a lot. Regular ops. Yeah, I don't blame them at all.
That base definitely, I mean, it looks like it's exploitable. However, look at this. 1TR actually is, they got him off point and they actually held off VCats for a little while. They can do the same strategy again. They can try and get back to Hydroponics and Slate again. Slate has just a little bit more pop. I think most of it's air, though. Satcom did eventually finally go back into VCats.
Slate Canyon is currently flipping for 1TR, as is Hydroponics, so they managed to get it back up on both.
VCats here with a spread out fort. Just looking for some kind of an angle. Oh, back cap happening at Hydroponics, yep.
Well,
back cap
Slate
happening
Canyon Slate Canyon has already been taken care of.
Oh, and here comes VCats back onto points, and with Slate Canyon taken care of, they can go right on, start capping, and they have. Let's see, Skull Slayer 66 in action.
Yeah, well, Hydroponics is still going strong for 1TR. 67% pop for them right now. We'll see what they can do with it. Although a lot of people are outside here, unless you're bringing an anvil in, I don't know why you guys would be playing so far out with all this armor out. If you're 1TR. They're not, like, they're playing alone as well. They don't have, like, oh, well, there we go. Maybe it's just me not capturing it, but okay.
Yeah, the rendering sometimes.
That's a little better. Slowly taking care of armor.
Alright, so they're looking good. Meanwhile, over here, Nexus Omega, VCats very pushed up. You can see even San is now literally licking the door. And it's looking good for a defense, or rather an attack, but they don't seem to realize that 1TR is not there. They're on the back end. They are coming right up the second floor of Powerhouse on the opposite end of that spawn room. Here they come. And they're pushing fast, too. I don't think this is going to take very long. Yeah, they're immediately back on point.
VK's gonna resecure hydroponics for now. 1TR still did manage to get a Sunday up at hydroponics, but it's the other side of the wall. I don't know about this.
Now, something to be noted here. We're coming up on about 11 minutes left in the match. These caps can sometimes take a little while. So once we get to a certain point, it's basically going to be no way to actually come back for 1TR. They got to start moving in. As soon as this defense is done, they have got to get a back cap started on both of these two bases. And then after that, they're going to have to continue down the lane because they won't be able to make it to the warp gate in time. They got to go for territory control after that.
Honestly, if I'm VCats, I would leave the Sunday up, but they do destroy it. It's like behind the wall at hydroponics, it would take 1TR, like, it'd be too much of a hassle for them to actually get over the wall and over to the point building. If it was for the Sunday, like, no deploy zone, I would have just kept it there, but they do eventually destroy it.
VCats once again pushing up to second floor powerhouse. They've got maxes this time around. I think this one, 1TR does flip it back all the way. And I know they have a little bit of time on hydroponics. I don't see anybody on slate though, so this should technically
flip
be
actually
cappable.
happened.
Oh,
flip happened at slate, but they're getting air to ground it.
Oh, okay.
It's looking
and
pretty
hydroponics
bad.
is going to go back in about 8 seconds as well. So VCats, they're momentarily delayed, but it's going to be fine in about and right now. There we go. So VCats now starting their cap. And again, if you're 1TR, the only way to win now is territory control. I just don't think there's the time to actually get to home base. So this is looking very, very rough for 1TR right now. Dolphin the Dumpster just spraying his I want to say blue shifts. I want to say it's blue shifts. Those definitely look like blue shifts.
The standard on BS is blue shifts, yeah. Unless you go really close range and there's like more RPM on it, but you can't go wrong with blue shift.
Yeah, melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, melee.
Oh my god, that air to ground doing a lot of work here. VCat's air to ground really uncontested. Until now, there's some armor on the road for 1TR, but oh, look at that Galaxy over here just shielding people over and giving them repairs.
Yeah.
VCats have been spamming these rep gals going around in pairs on live as well, so they've gained a bit of infamy for that.
And I mean, they're doing a great job. I've seen these Galaxies pretty much all game. I don't know if they died even once. They've just been up literally all game.
I mean, it's twofold. It's logistics, potentially, if they're healthy and they're going to, like, proper bases, and it's just
support for the sides as well for repairs.
Exactly. Yeah.
On top of just being a super tanky, just massive unit in the sky to distract from the sides.
Armor for 1TR finally over Slate Canyon.
Meanwhile, back at Nexus Omega, defense is going rough. It looks like 1TR now resorting to fully. Oh, hey, look, Indar got controlled.
And there was no hitch.
Nice job.
There was no hitch when it happened too. Sick.
1TR now fully going for a spawn room push. These usually don't work out ever. And in the case where you don't have full air control, you can just see what happens. This is an absolute slaughter for VCats.
Orbital strike for VCats? What is it orbitaling?
Boss, maybe? I guess it's the armor, yeah. But, I mean, it's not going to do anything because they can deploy.
I mean, it didn't have much of an effect. I didn't see if there was a Sunrer there, but...
No, there was no Sunday there.
There's a VCat Sunrer underneath. Well, okay, so maybe they were trying to kill the armor that was harassing the Sunrer.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
It's a long shot, really.
So, there was a Spitfire there in front of the vehicle terminal. The reason why that is funny is because that will kill people, because what will end up happening is you'll get stuck on the Spitfire and then somebody will re-pull behind you and you'll get a suicide, or you'll just get stuck and the Mag Raiders will just full kill you like that. It's a funny strategy. You don't see it very often, but it is very, very funny.
And now people know how to use it now.
Yep.
People know to sometimes use it.
Skull Slayer 666 over here, literally licking the window.
Dropping from the backside.
Oh, gets completely destroyed by his teammate. Very good job, Mr. Scythe. Who was that? Red Red Sun in the Sky slaughtering San V5, the Michael Jordan, the planet side.
Yeah, he's about to get a stern talking to after this one. Sam won't be too happy with him after that. Might get benched next match.
Everybody knows of San's very infamous rage. He's a very big rager.
Oh, dear Lord. God forbid if you're in his squad and he's leaving. Okay? You're donezo. Like, whoever's in his squad right now, if he's squad leading and that happens, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, there's one less player on VKTZ.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was gone right now.
Yeah, Zay could just rage quit here right now. I can see it happening.
So as we see in the sky, VKTZ has full control on ground. I think 1TR at this point has just kind of given up, as is kind of expected. We only got about 6-ish minutes left.
1TR has like 4 galaxies.
This is an interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting strategy. I don't know what's going to happen here, but let's find out.
One of them is like completely full. Oh, 2 of them are like
decoys.
No, 2 of them are full. One of them is half full, and the other one is a quarter full.
I mean, it's 4 gals. I would expect that to be just 4 squads, but maybe OpsHax also has some of the air squad in with them.
Last-ditch effort, maybe. Oh, there's an orbital that I missed or something, maybe? Yeah, there was an orbital. There's a Steel Rain incoming?
Oh, whose Steel Rain is that?
I don't have particles, so...
Massive drop here by 1TR as was expected. They did have literally everybody in galaxies. Massive air-to-ground kills by VKTZ.
Oh,
actually
Lord.
Slaughtering the entirety of them. They do get res at least, but going inside, they're just meeting more and more blue shifts. It's just an absolute slaughter inside. It is very, very difficult to do any kind of pushing like this when you're seeing encamped maxes set up in fantastic spots like you're seeing from VKTZ. 1TR just, they're trying their best, but damn, is that one just not going to happen?
That was a somewhat coordinated drop just to go into a meat grinder.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, the air-to-ground does play a huge role in that as well. They did literally kill the entire side there. They got rezzed, and then they immediately died to the blue shift maxes. It's not too unexpected. That air-to-grounding is just too strong when it comes to this.
The spur lip right now is just going to pick them
Oh
off.
my god, I think that is what I'm seeing too. Yeah, the spur lip here just slaughtering the whole right side. Does finally go down, but with only about 4 minutes left in the match, I'm pretty sure he was up the entire game. He's probably feeling pretty good about himself right now.
A minute 20 left on this cap. More air-to-ground coming in here for VKTZ. Hefty Bandit just out here slaying people outside. No fear whatsoever.
By the way, have you seen Josh in the mosquitoes at all game? I feel because I've seen him in chat, and I'm not 100% sure. He may have ditched. He may have ditched 1TR.
Joshua?
To save his honor on this one.
He can't do that.
He is quite literally throwing for the team.
Oh my
Can't
god,
believe
I can't
this.
believe it. Scandal. I need to see a Reddit post on this as soon as possible.
How much did they pay you? How much did VKTZ pay you, Josh?
We need details. Looking very grim for 1TR.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they might perhaps avoid a work gate, but it's not looking possible.
Yeah. Only 3 minutes left in the match, too. That's so unfortunate, because I mean, you never really want to lose the full cap on your port gate. But it's going to happen. They did have a very valiant defense here for just the longest time. But in the end, yeah, this eventually did finally give out. And about 10 seconds left here. Don't think we see
coming in on in chat as well. I don't know if you see that, or is it you like?
Take a quick
Probably is.
All right, there it is. VKTZ winning their match. Fantastically well played here by VKTZ. They played extremely well. The whole game, too. I will say, 1TR put up just an exceptional defense for literally the whole time. You know, VKTZ came in with some very, very good players. There's no doubt about that at all. But 1TR did counter that very well. They played the map extremely well. They kept air control up as best they could very, very well. Oh, and by the way, if anybody from VKTZ or 1TR wants to join us in PSB TeamSpeak, we will interview you. So come on in and we will get that started. But for right now, You want to talk about just that fantastic defense there by 1TR. Oh, but if you want to change the statisticals too, we can talk a little bit about that as
Yeah,
well.
of course. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that real quick. So, top killers coming over to you right now.
There we go.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
Spellslayer 666 not topping the board. Okay, he's washed.
Outfragged by the Max. Actually, the Max we had seen the entire game. I'm pretty sure.
The Pakistani
Slapbox
Slapbox
champion. Yep, he was in the
Uh,
Blue Shift Max almost all game. Did fantastic. I mean, you need
Giga
Maxes. You need Maxes for this kind of format. They are a fantastic push force and a defense force. There is nothing they cannot do. It's almost like they're kind of broken. They are extremely good, and you want to have them at all times. And I think VKats kind of proved that here, as whenever they went for a very serious hold or a push, they always had some exceptional maxes. On 1TR's side, we do see Krog, we see Traxon, kind of your standard, very good infantry. Don't see a lot of maxes from them, I don't think, but we saw some good pushes by them. And 1TR, you know, they came in with some good players there as well.
Look at the difference.
Yeah,
look at the difference
you
in
can
max
see.
kills.
Yeah, that huge chunk of blue there on the left, 11% max kills. You know, that is extremely effective in this particular format. As well as that air. I mean, you see a lot of air kills too. So very
Definitely.
good job there by VKats, really bringing a lot of the sort of cheese. I mean, essentially, it is what it is. I mean, it's cheese, and it's used extremely effectively, and you have to use that kind of stuff in Outfit Wars, and I think they did a very good job. So we have a beeping box here, Captain Cox for 1TR. We don't have anybody for VKats just yet. We'll get them in just a moment, I'm sure, as soon as they sort out who's coming. So for right now, we'll start with you. First of all, you did great, Captain Cox, but what do you think might have at what point do you feel like things might have kind of turned for you a little bit there?
The point where it turned was when I pulled a Valk at our work gate, and I got instantly deleted.
So we actually did see a lot of that. We saw a lot of warp gate camping by VKats. Was that really like the main force that was kind of holding a lot of your pushes back, you would say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, their infantry was incredibly strong as well, but their infantry wouldn't really, or doesn't really need to be strong if we can't get our infantry to the fight anyways. So yeah, getting shut out of the air, coming from a team that has been doing that for the whole season, it's rough to see the other side.
Yeah. I mean, we saw just a lot of roughness in general. It felt like. So we did, however, see a lot of map play. I will say we saw a lot of like holding on to Satcom and sort of pushing from there. What was going on mid game there? It seemed like you had some kind of strategy.
So we figured that as long as VCats were not going to focus on getting the 8-1, we can maintain the 7-2 as long as possible by keeping, 6, maybe 8 people at Satcom. So, yeah.
All right.
If we kept Satcom, which we did until the very end, almost, we could pressure 2 bases, even if we didn't have Nexus. We could pressure, Hydroponics and the other one. So it seemed like a good idea to keep all the bases we could.
Well, it looked like it was working out some ways, because you had some counterplay there going for a long while, but eventually, and we do have Lone Wolf here for VKats, by the way. First of all, congratulations on your win there. You guys did fantastic. The whole game we saw just pressure amongst pressure, whether it was in the air or in the infantry side. And as I was just about to say, actually, despite the potential counter plays, you guys just kept up the pressure against 1TR anytime they had something going, say, on Satcom, or if they made a push onto both Slate and Hydroponics, which we saw, I think, once or twice even. You guys just constantly kept that pressure up to make sure they could not do any kind of countering there. So great job there. And I want to ask, what kind of prep work went into this match? Because 1TR, I know they usually do a lot of kind of ops and a lot of stuff to just sort of get prep. What did you guys do for your prep work for this match?
Well, I can tell you that for the last, week we've been watching 1TR VODs, or I can tell you for the last month we've been improving. But to be completely honest, I mean, we've been on this journey for so long. In the past year, 2 years just about, we've reached out to every competitive community thing that we can do as an outfit. And we've just been trying to grow every season. We did IO, we did PIL, we've done every single Outfit Wars match. And what you see today, it's not just a week of preparation and then thinking of a strategy last night or whatever. We've been putting in so much work over the years, and we're finally at this point. And I mean, props to 1TR. I mean, we fight them on live all the time. You saw it tonight. They do not let go of the dang tech plant for anything. And they kept us on our toes the entire match. I don't know how they kept getting behind us with their beacons, and they kept getting on the rectangle and the
They're
triangle.
slippery.
Man, they are. I mean, we had air dominance, and then they're just like, wait, there's Valkyries behind us. How did they get there?
Yeah, we saw that.
I told you, Gallos. 1TR would really put priority on that.
Yep.
But one format that he didn't mention, Lone Wolf, was a lane smash. Everyone is sort of comparing this format to lane smash.
Yes.
Because it's sort of like a double. They're calling it a double lane smash because the rules are sort of the same. You just have the outfit resources that are sort of available to you. How much has playing in lane smash for the first time actually helped you in this format?
Lane Smash is huge. Lane Smash, a lot of what you've seen tonight, those strategies grew from Lane Smash. I'm sure the popular people, the popular viewers on these channels, if they saw the Lane Smash season, they know it didn't go too well for VKTZ, but I mean,
a bit of a struggle, yeah.
Every loss, we learned more and more and more, and the biggest thing we learned from Lane Smash was just pump the cheese, man. You got the nanites. If you're sitting at 750, you're doing something wrong. And so that's just what we try to do. We really try to, pull as many maxes as we can, pull as many sights, air to ground, air to air, everything we can. We got to make sure we're using that currency. That was our biggest thing we learned from Lane Smash, and we used it on live, and here we are using it in Outfit Wars.
Yeah, I was noting that too. A lot of cheese coming in from VKTZ. It's super effective, and you guys used it constantly. It was fantastic, and it's always good to see. One thing you noted, however, is 1TR's ability to just slip past you sometimes. And I do want to ask, Cox, how did you manage to do that? Sometimes we just saw you guys still manage to get over to like SATCOM or something, despite how much air presence there was. What were you doing to sort of counter that and actually be able to still move around the map every now and again?
We're used to, from however many years of Server Smash and all that jazz, of getting one or two people through and just beaconing our way onto cap and timing it pretty well.
So mostly it's like a beacon thing. You just get one guy in and you can actually get your whole squad going.
Yeah, it does make it difficult with all of the air. Quite a few times I myself was going to go start a back cap and put a beacon up, and I would die right as I popped the beacon down, and then the beacon would die immediately to a PPA. And damn.
I mean, yeah, the air to grounding was absolutely ridiculous from VKTZ. There was actually one drop very, very late, so I don't think it really mattered too much, but that drop with you guys all in galaxies at the very end there absolutely just got decimated. We saw it in real time, and oh man, VKTZ had just so much air pressure. I know that's so hard to sort of deal with, but
yeah. For the 1TR side, on the bracket points end, you know how very you're walking a tight line on the bracket points, and now that you're 2-2 for playoffs, you kind of know where you stand right now in terms of the playoff standings, as in general, or.
I think it's still TBD. I was just asking in our TeamSpeak chat.
Well, you guys have done enough already that if my math is correct, RCN 6 is no longer eligible for playoffs because you have more bracket points than they do.
Ooh.
So, and the rest of the teams that are going to be in is 3-1 teams. So it's only 1, 2, and 2 team that's going to make it through the playoffs if
the
like,
math is
predictions
right.
are correct.
Yeah.
If the math is right. So I think the one team that can really contest you now is Miku, if they do manage to do well tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
We
it's
will see. I'm casting that
really
one
up to
actually.
them. It's either Miku or Turaf, depending on who wins. It's sort of riding on them now, depending on bracket points. So I think that your fate is kind of in their hands right now in terms of playoff positions. But I will say you guys have held out quite well in terms of like bracket points, and I think it's going to help you guys out in the long run. Hopefully, you guys make playoffs off of this match, and we can see you guys play again. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Recursion tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys are
that's right.
playing Viking, against Recursion.
Yeah.
2 tough matches for you guys this week.
Oh yeah, this weekend's been fun and will continue to be fun.
Well, all right, we will go ahead and end things there. Once again, congratulations, Lone Wolf, on your win. Let me just check real quick. I don't. Is there any other matches actually still happening right now? I think the other one might have also ended. The RCN6 versus OO. I think that has ended.
Yeah, Recursion just won against RCN6. So and Recursion won that one, yeah.
Okay, so nothing to raid then. We're just going to go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you both for coming out and playing. Thanks for everybody coming out and watching. We have another match later on this channel for Connery. That'll be at, I think, 11 o'clock, 11:30, something like that. So come back and watch that. For everybody else, thank you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Take care, guys.